So The Big Lebowski is a crime comedy that was released in 1998, written and directed by the Coen Brothers, even though it was just Joe Coen that was credited as director. In the film, we follow a character known as the Dude, who is portrayed by Jeff Bridges, a slacker who loves to go bowling with his buddies who are portrayed by John Goodman and Steve Buscemi. And then one night when he comes home, he is being robbed simply because he shares the same last name as a billionaire that shares his last name, Lebowski, and also after one of the people that is robbing him pisses on his rug, he decides to go on this journey, just to call it a journey, and his bowling buddies help him out on this journey. Before I continue on with today's video, I just wanted to say, welcome to my channel, everybody. For those of you who are coming by my channel for the very first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button to them as a feature video, whether it's a feature review, a reaction, a top 5, a top 10, or whatever I've coming your way, and join me on my journey to 10K subscribers and beyond, because believe me when I say this, guys, you are not going to want to miss the cool stuff I have coming your way. And for those of you who are coming back to my channel, by the way, welcome back, everybody. You have no idea how happy I am to see your faces once again. And let's also start our conversation below as well. What did you guys think of The Big Lebowski? Is this one of your favorite comedies? Do you happen to find this movie overrated by chance? Do you like the film? Hate the movie? Let me know below. Alrighty guys, so let's get into The Big Lebowski.
Excellent!
This freaking movie, man. The Big Lebowski is a movie that I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time, and I figured that since that this Sunday on Easter also happens to be 420, and since that The Big Lebowski is technically a stoner comedy, I figured it was the perfect time to talk about this journey and this odyssey of a movie, to say the least. I need to discuss with you guys, and I gotta share with you guys the very first time that I ever saw this movie. The very first time that I saw The Big Lebowski, according to my dad, I was about 11 to 12 years old, and if I remember correctly, around the time that I finally saw this movie, my dad was showing me the classics. Like, for example, I had finally seen the first Godfather film, I had seen Terminator 1 to be specific, I had seen this movie, and another movie that I have referenced plenty of times, Pink Flamingos. 3 out of the 4 of those movies I love. The very first time I saw The Big Lebowski, it was one of those movies that as a teenager, or again, I wasn't quite a teenager, but I was, I was a year away from it, but you guys get my point. I enjoyed it, but it was a film that I didn't really, I feel like I didn't really get the movie because there were so many jokes and the writing and how everything was delivered, it just went way over my head. And again, it was a movie that I definitely enjoyed, and it's a movie that I have subsequently rewatched ever since I first saw that film. Upon my most recent rewatch, this movie, I don't know what it was, upon my most recent rewatch, everything just clicked. Everything just went into place, and as I was watching this movie on my most recent rewatch, which was just a couple of days ago, by the way, this movie had me laughing. I was smiling so much more, and there were sequences of this movie where it just goes into these outlandish places that it caught me off guard so many times, to the point where I was like, okay, I get it now. This is a movie that's held together by 3 specific things: performances, writing, and directing, even though the cinematography by Roger Deakins is just the icing of this very out of the ordinary cake. You look at this cake, and it's so outlandish, but it's such a delicious and such a great treat of a movie. That's the best way I can describe The Big Lebowski. This is a movie into which I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be saying really anything new when it comes down to the performances. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be repeating pretty much what everyone has been saying about this movie. So all I'm going to say is this: everybody in this movie is so damn good. Jeff Bridges as the Dude is easily one of his most, It's an iconic performance. I mean, what more can I say about his performance more than just iconic? Because once again, guys, Jeff Bridges in this movie is just so damn good. And there are sequences in which just his body language alone sells the comedy for me in so many more ways than one. There are bits in this movie where his dialogue and his banter, by the way, with John Goodman just make this movie so much more special. And speaking of certain performances, John Goodman. This guy. John Goodman's performance in this movie just killed me as a character that constantly brings up his time and numb as a way to bring out these unexpected moments that just take a situation that is so normal and so mundane, like for example, a bowling game where someone just goes over the line and he just goes, "You're about to enter a world of pain if you do not do this in the way that it should be done."
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules? Market zero.
Not to mention as well that interrogation scene with him, Jeff Bridges, and Larry. That whole scene to me is, I think it's still to me the funniest scene in the entire film, but my god. The way how this scene just escalates from an interrogation and then he says, "You're aware of Nam, Larry?" And then Jeff Bridges goes, "Oh my freaking god." The way that scene just escalates to this classic bit, roll the clip.
Son, this is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass. Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
It goes up to 100, and that's because of John Goodman taking it up there. Someone else in particular that I gotta talk about really quick, and to me, this person is the unsung hero of The Big Lebowski, and that is Steve Buscemi.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Steve Buscemi, just... he's a genius in this movie, to say the least. He is the character that John Goodman describes perfectly in this one sentence. He's the little kid that just comes into a story and tries to ask questions, and he tries to think he knows what is going on, and as a result of it, John Goodman just keeps on going, "Shut the fuck up, Donnie," every time that happens, especially in the theater scene.
We'll be near the In-N-Out Burger.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I totally forgot that Julianne Moore's in this movie. I totally forgot that Philip Seymour Hoffman's in this movie, and he does have some great moments. Not to mention as well, David Thewlis is in this movie, and he has a scene that I was wheezing. I was laughing so hard during. Let's talk about the other two things that hold this movie together with ease. The writing and directing by the Coen Brothers. Now here's the thing, guys. The Big Lebowski is one of those movies that has such a plot to it and has such a journey to it that, and not to mention as well, this is one of those movies that is written in such a way that if it wasn't for the Coen Brothers directing this movie would not have worked nearly as well. The writing in this movie has such dialogue to it and has such execution to it that, again, if it wasn't for the Coen Brothers making this movie, this film would not nearly have the same impact and wouldn't have the same sort of laughs as it would if it wasn't for the Coen Brothers directing. It is a film that takes you on this journey and experience that is so outlandish, and you just think, holy crap, what the heck am I watching right now? But again, if it wasn't for the Coen Brothers, none of this would have worked nearly as well. Even though The Big Lebowski is easily held together with the performances and with the writing and directing, there is such a great element that makes this movie even cooler to watch, and that is Roger Deakins' cinematography. Roger Deakins didn't have to go this hard with the cinematography with how great the sequences look, especially the bowling sequences. Mr. Deakins, you didn't have to go nearly this much into making such cool looking bowling scenes, but hey, he did, and the bowling sequences especially. I can't believe I forgot to mention this guy, this character, but John Turturro in this movie. John Turturro has such limited screen time, but his sequences are, just to say the least, freaking brilliant. Besides shooting some great looking bowling sequences, the colors of this movie just bounce out so much. And here's the thing, guys, my most recent rewatch of this movie was on my brand new OLED TV, and by the way, the colors just look so freaking good, and the set design, especially in that one sequence when Jeff Bridges gets drugged, that whole scene and how it's shot. Again, this movie didn't have to go nearly as deep with the cinematography, but Roger Deakins shot the heck out of this movie. And how this movie ends, especially with the ashes scene.
Well, that's just fucking great!
Nothing I can think of.
And here we go.
So overall, The Big Lebowski is more than just a movie. This movie is a journey, and it's an experience. It's an experience that's so well shot, well written, well directed, and it's full of just iconic performances. The Big Lebowski is a movie that, if you haven't seen it, I strongly urge you to check it out, because this movie, it is just a great movie. All in all, I'm gonna give The Big Lebowski a 5 out of 5. Simply put, The Big Lebowski is just a great film, and it is a great time. I hope you all enjoyed my review of The Big Lebowski. If so, please hit the like button, or if you dislike this review, hit the dislike button. If you guys want to see in my previous 2 videos, please click it right there or right there. And of course, until my next review or video goes live, I'll see you all next time.